3 now or 4?
No, you did Ainz.
I just did on so far.
You did Ainz?
Yeah.
Because we went on a whole change.
Then we went on a whole other segue.
Alright.
But one that I just watched recently, Luch v Britannia.
Nice.
That is a well-written character.
Luch.
Just without getting in any spoilers, for someone who hasn't watched it, anyone that hasn't watched it yet, he does so much, and nobody will ever know.
You know.
But, we'll
That's
know
all that matters.
it's in here.
That's all that matters.
Okay. I dig the LaRouche.
Alright.
Then we got Izuku Midoriya.
Okay.
Alright.
Doria.
Midoriya.
I
am not good at pronunciation.
That reminds me of Dragon Ball Z Ghidorah. Is that what her name is?
Yeah.
Or his? Or
Midoriya.
It's
Is that that's
Midoriya.
right?
Yeah, Midoriya.
Midoriya. I'm sorry to all of you.
If I were to pick someone from Boku no Pico, Boku no Hero. It's because Zach integrated Boku no Pico right now. But if I had to pick someone from Boku no Hero, it would actually be Himeko Toga. I would have.
Of course.
I would have.
Yeah, you gotta get them yanderes somewhere, right?
Because she's such a good character. Like her voice acting is so spot
it is.
on.
I agree. She's a good character.
No, in the sense that it creeps me the heck out. Yes, it's on point.
That's her point. Yeah. Okay.
She's so creepy. She's cute.
I just like the underdog story about him.
Yeah,
I mean, I know he's an easy guy to rally behind.
Yeah, for sure.
He's definitely a fan favorite, but he resonates with me.
For sure.
Nice.
Then we've got Kakashi.
Okay.
I know. Sorry to steal from your list, Ben, but
No.
I just like
Please.
that guy.
It's okay.
Too much.
Everybody stole Soma from his list.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers. How did you feel about his death?
Dead.
Well, the problem with that was it wasn't impactful because I already knew he was living.
How?
Because we had both of you had discussed Naruto so much before I had before I watched it. I heard that Kakashi was Hokage eventually, so I was like, no, he can't die. He has to be Hokage.
That was our bad.
So when I watched.
Shut up, Zach.
When I watched that.
You were probably a part of that conversation too.
No, I wasn't. That was all you.
There you go. When I was watching that whole series of Naruto, and we got to that part where everyone's dying, and I was like,
That was fucked
"This
up.
is so awesome."
It was awesome, but it sucked too.
It also sucked, but I do like on how when characters die, there's a little bit of unexpected stuff going on to where you're like, anyone can go at this point if they're willing to get rid of this person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know, but then I felt a little ripped off when they're like, okay, everyone's back.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Except for 1 or 2 people.
Alex and I literally had this conversation a couple of days ago. We were like, we liked the impactful deaths, but we hate the cop out of we're just gonna res everybody back up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I think of that. That's the big thing in shonen.
Apparently, Zach is really good about not spoiling things.
He's good.
He hasn't spoiled anything for me, so
That's according to Bailey.
According to.
To Bailey, yeah.
I agree.
Oh, okay. So you got some backing there, Zach.
So it was one of these two that did it for me.
It was probably
Did my
just a
part.
conversation.
It might have been.
I don't know. Hey.
No, but I think that was at a time where I was like, I'm never gonna watch
The
Naruto.
start of Naruto reminded
It's
me
several hundred
of
episodes. There's
DBZ,
no
but
way.
it
You know
really
who's really
got
bad
dragged down with
spoilers?
fillers. I agree.
Marcus.
I
yeah.
agree. So
Oh,
Morris said the start of Naruto reminded me of DBZ, but it really got dragged down with fillers. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
That's why I did not like Naruto.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't like it. It
And
was
how
a good
many
story
flashbacks
overall.
are we gonna get? God
yeah.
dang! Stop with the Kakashi flashbacks. We got it, man. It's just
Stop with Rin getting something happening to her.
I enjoy some fillers.
Some of them,
One Piece
yeah.
does really good fillers because the fillers actually kind of in a way mean something.
Because most of the time they're really not fillers. It's just to give more backstory.
Right.
For the past couple of episodes, it has been a little bit of a filler, but it was explaining how everybody together got together at the Reverie, and they're
I think
reminding
part of it is
about
that
it.
it's an adventure anime.
Yeah.
And you can't just go from big plot to big plot to big plot.
Exactly.
There's got to be these little side things.
which
that
I'm
you
fine with.
Yeah.
Which I think Naruto should have done better early about it because they were Naruto and Sasuke have this huge bond, and Naruto is just the best friends with him. But then, like, at the same time, like, Sasuke was just the biggest dick to him, like, the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Where was they, like, actually friends? You know?
Until the very end.
I was about to say, like, episode 483 of
Which I was not convinced at all by
No.
Sasuke. I was like, when did this come
Also,
from?
they had to wait for
Comics
to be written. Or
which is fair.
Yeah, that's also true.
Manga. Yeah, well, comics, manga.
What I will say about the Naruto filler is if they had even linked one event with any of the side filler that they did to the main story, then the filler would have been worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, one event, like, I think there was a whole thing like that, like, Hidden Star Village or something.
Yeah, that was
like,
absolute.
That could have been a cool thing if they had even come in for, like, one episode to do something in the main, like, if they had come in the war to help out into one of the units
or like,
something.
say, like, you know, for some reason, there's, like, Itachi just happened to walk by right there for whatever reason, and stuff like that.
The battles take way
That's unfortunately that's in most shonen and adventure anime though.
Yeah, because
the battles are the climax, and they try to build the climax, lengthen the climax even more so they can get.
It also goes
views.
along with the whole shonen anime, like they don't want to kill off characters because if they drag out battles, well, one you semi feel fulfilled and that character did his hardest, you know, and then. If they fall, you know that like another character is gonna join in on the fight
and
or
take revenge
or whatever, and it helps develop stories. So that way you can be like, okay, he did good here, but since he fell, that means that this person's gonna join in and help him, and then the next fight that this dude's gonna be in, he's gonna get stronger and adapt.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the whole thing. Oh, that's a spoiler alert, but I don't want to. With Asuma dying, that fight with Hidan took forever. So then Shikamaru had to take his place.
I did not expect him to
die.
No,
I didn't. Nobody expected him to die.
I think that was
that was a quitting point. That was a quitting point for a lot of people in Naruto.
Yeah.
Oh, not me.
Not it. Like,
and then they got hit by another death later along the line.
There's only one moment in Naruto that ever made me cry because it surprised me so much. The death surprised me so much. No.
Jay? No.
No. What's his name? Hinata's cousin.
Neji. Oh
yeah.
shit.
I agree with you.
I remember where I was fucking sitting. Like
I agree with you.
This is why I don't like most anime.
That's like Nyla is like, where were you when Neji died?
But I totally understand.
I understand that.
It's fair, yeah.
But it's one of those things where we got to find an anime that is not just adventure anime, because if the battles are the only thing that keeps you from wanting to watch anime, period, then that's going to be the thing that you need to stay away from and try and find a different.
There's plenty to go around.
I think like Marcus, all he watches are shonen battles.
That's all he watches.
So. Which, like, I think that's
he spoils everything in him.
Yeah, I know. He's not quiet about it. He's the worst spoiler of them all when it comes to anime.
Which I think that's like a misunderstood thing about me is that some people think that I only like the fights and stuff like that. No, I enjoy the fights because in a way it shows like the imagination of the creators of like.
How are they going to get hit? How are they going to...
Yeah, like, how are they going to... Well, not only that, but, like, the extent of the character's powers as well.
Yeah, how are they going to use the powers effectively?
In Fate, when Berserker jumped on top of a jet and took control of the jet, what the fuck was that? I was like, this is the coolest character of all time. He uses guns. That's amazing. And he's a fucking knight. It was so cool.
That anime is nothing but flashing of dollars, like
production. It's like, we want this really cool fight scene that lasts 10 episodes. Okay, here's $10 million.
But good God, that's freaking.
But it's worth. Yeah.
But part of the fights and stuff like that is about why I enjoy that is when fights happen in the anime that I usually watch, they're really violent, meaning people die in like horrific ways, and it's interesting in the fact that it warps the story in such a way to where you feel bad or you hate characters based on who dies and how they die.
Dude, you gotta watch Made in Abyss then. Like,
it's on my list.
Dude, like,
no, yeah, you do.
They don't die, but elevators. Oh my gosh, man.
All right, so I think we're on number 4 of
Alex.
I believe so.
See, this is when you know when we got good topics for podcasts.
Oh yeah. Probably not on anyone else's list, and maybe to Will's dismay.
Who would be?
Edward Elric. Full Metal Alchemist.
I think I like Al more than Edward, to be honest.
I like Al more than Edward. out of all of the characters in the anime, though, Winry is the most complete character.
No, I do.
Everybody else is just following this typical trope. And
I think he breaks the trope a little. I like him because he's not a completely clueless shonen protagonist. He's not Naruto. He's not Luffy. He's not Goku.
All right, hold on though. Luffy's not completely clueless though.
Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Okay, Luffy is a goof though.
He is.
He's goofy.
He's a goof, but I think the way, if Luffy doesn't understand something, he doesn't care, and then he just muscles his way through it.
Yeah.
That's literally like how Luffy solves problems.
Oh yeah.
Which and he also is in a way a genius because
in his fighting, it's
well, and it's not only in his fighting but in his problem solving,
yeah.
with his social skills, is that he
looks more towards trying to build relationships instead of just beat his way through it.
Right, and when people have problems in their lives, he's just like, just get up, or just fight, or just do whatever they need to do, and that's the perfect advice for that character. Mm-hmm. So in a way, Luffy is the biggest support main character in Shonen. Mm-hmm. Alex, as you were saying.
No, I just like it. He's got like a plan for everything. Like even if he gets pushed into a corner, he's got something that he can pull out. He's got the smarts to back his skills up.
Through the science of alchemy.
Through the power of science. He might get a little cocky sometimes, but I just like characters that can actually fight back. Like, didn't like Naruto at all at the start because he was basically just a punching bag until he got powered up and got skills.
That's fair, but he didn't. Like every time he was a punching bag, it didn't. I don't know. He always got back up.
He had people. Well, he had people around him to bail him out too.
Do you remember the fight with Sasuke with Naruto when Naruto turned Sasuke into like. What's that called?
The curse mark?
No.
Oh, a shuriken.
Yeah, he turned him into a shuriken.
Against Zabuza.
Yeah, like that to me was like the first time I actually gave Orange Naruto like good job.
Yeah, that was
it.
Yeah.
But after that, once he got out of the Sage mode practice, I did not care for Naruto. Like
really?
I could not care.
Really?
After Jiraiya's input, you didn't like him?
Not that much. Like once I saw Naruto come in and save the fight, like the big fight. Once I saw that, I'm like, okay, Naruto is finally up there.
Now he's good. Yeah.
There is one thing that
just stagnated.
Yeah.
There's one thing that bothers me about Naruto as a character, and it's mostly his design, is that all of his clothes are like short. You know what I'm saying?
Like the short leggings.
Yeah, he always wears like capris and like jackets that are like short on the sleeves.
They go like up to here.
Yeah, and it bugs me so much.
I've never noticed that until now.
I didn't really notice it.
Oh yeah.
It really does. It just bugs me so much. But then I look at like Sasuke's
wearing short sleeves and shorts all the time.
Yeah, and he looks
long sleeves and shorts.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Or sorry, no, he had the
when
short sleeve with the.
Yeah. Okay, when Sasuke fought Itachi and he pulled out like the summoning shuriken thing on his wrist. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
I was like, why doesn't everybody use this?
Yeah, well, they're not as skilled as Sasuke.
Yeah, it's true.
Did we do Zack's?
No, we haven't even done his fifth.
I think that was
it.
Was that your fifth?
Yeah, it was Ainz, Kakashi, Lelouch, Izuku, and Edward.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right, Zach, you got your 5, or at least some of your 5?
I have some of them.
Okay.
One of them would be Armin from Attack on Titan.
Okay.
I just like his input and his insight and everything, and especially in the new season, he's gone ham.
Try not to spoil.
I like Yato from Noragami.
Oh, I got you. I see you, bro.
Yeah,
I see you,
Yato God.
What time did we start, by the way?
About 1:30.
God knows.
We're at 45 minutes.
I like my boy Demiurge.
Of course.
Okay. Respectable.
Yeah.
You and I are opposed. On opposing sides of good versus bad.
It just happens. You know?
Yeah.
This shit happens.
I appreciate Demiurge's, not only like his wit, but also like his powers. It's like another versatility thing, but it's also like unique. So I appreciate Demiurge.
Turning into a lizard.
Turning into anything.
I mean, and just having basically all the attacks of a demon, like the giant claws and
wings and a tail.
I like my girl Shiro.
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah, boy. And then
FBI's gonna kick down your door.
oh fuck yeah, they are. I don't care.
Go to jail with pride, baby.
They break in. It's like, hey man, we're talking about anime. You like anime? I love Naruto.
Peel back the bangs. Look how cute.
There you go.
And then what was it? Oh, I like Nice from Hamatora.
Yeah,
I don't know if any of you have seen
I
that.
don't think I have.
Yeah, he's the guy with the headphones.
Oh. I don't know.
He's a very he's overpowered, but he really doesn't know it.
Zach, is that the one with there's a bunny girl with blue ears? And there's the other girl with a red dress and black hair. It's like an isekai.
No.
Oh my! I gotta send you a link. That sounds exactly like an anime that I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the bunny girl that gets pregnant after somebody touches her ears?
No.
What?
Yeah,
What?
there is an
What are you
anime.
talking about? That's a
There
thing.
is an anime.
Okay.
Oh my god.
How many is that for
But
you?
yeah.
That proves I'm casual.
Yes.
Yeah. That one's a meme though. That one's.
Okay.
What proved my
I haven't
casual...
watched it.
What proved my casualness is I only knew one person on Zach's list. Damn it.
I knew none of them, so.
Wait, you haven't seen Origami yet?
Oh, I knew Shiro.
No.
I knew.
Oh,
three.
okay, I knew two then. I knew Shiro, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, I knew three of them.
Yeah.
Bailey had Alex's reaction exactly.
Yeah, I'm not alone.
There you go.
I'm not.
Alright, so then I guess out of these characters that you've picked,
Okay.
what would you say is your favorite anime from these characters?
Well, y'all
For
know
me,
mine.
I'm gonna say Angel Beats.
Wow.
Because I would say Naruto because I've invested so much time, but the Angel Beats is such a good anime.
Oh, to the bunny person. That's
There's
Oh yeah.
Well,
There's-
yeah, still.
there's not much you can say is terribly wrong with Angel Beats. It's really just a good, solid, like 1 or 2 season anime. I don't remember if it's 1 or 2 seasons.
I
think it's just one.
One
I think it's just
season, but it's a
one.
long season.
Yeah, so it's like, it's just a solid, great anime. I just love it. And I'm gonna rewatch it because they put it on Crunchyroll. But that's gotta be my answer.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, y'all know mine. My favorite anime of all time, period, is One Piece.
So you're gonna go with okay.
I have to because I've spent so much time watching it, and my favorite character of all time is Zoro, so I have to go with One Piece. If it wasn't One Piece, I'd probably say favorite anime as of right now would probably be Your Lie in April, because that is a very, very well done anime.
Also on my list.
I think out of the 5 characters that I picked in their animes, I gotta go with my boy Saitama in One Punch Man.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
it's just such a spoof in a way,
Yeah,
and I just need to represent the bald people.
there you go.
But he's I just like the idea of just supreme overpowerness, and we're all waiting for him to actually like try. And
Yeah, have someone that can challenge him.
Have to punch
Right.
someone more than twice.
it's his own little sad story, and like the thing is like you feel like some things are gonna come up, and you're like, is this person gonna do it? And then in the back of your mind, it's like, no,
way.
No,
he's not.
I'm trying.
Which I think I'm caught up with that right now.
Yeah, as kind of an aside, what are your thoughts on Garo?
I like him as a character so much because he reminds me of me on how, like, you gotta root for the bad guys.
Yeah, no,
every
I
once in a
really,
while.
really like him. Like, I think it's one of the times where I was rooting for the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not the only time, but it was like very clear that last episode I was definitively rooting for him to pull out, to pull it out against the gang up.
I'm about to say, because I rooted for Hiro Kodoshitein in Boku no
Oh
Hero.
yeah.
I know he's like a anti-hero, but I was rooting for him.
No, he had a really strong ideology.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
you have to have that like strong viewpoint that's like actually kind of a realistic viewpoint to be able
I love
to root.
Steins Gate. Sci-fi is my favorite, and really like time travel stories.
Yeah.
But the Tank Police films were the first anime I watched, and will always have a place in my heart.
That's fair.
I don't think I've ever watched.
I don't think I've
films?
watched Tank Police films.
That's way look that up.
Steins Gate is also on my list, so I need to be watching.
You
Yeah,
guys need to watch it.
And I also need to watch something else that Zach told me to watch, Kisniver. I need to watch that. Which I think did you start?
Oh,
that?
that's an old school. That's a 92.
93.
Did you watch that, Zach?
Oh, 93.
Yeah, Kisniver.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I told you to watch it, I think.
Yeah, you
Dominion
told me to
Tank
watch
Police,
it.
1988.
It's on my list. So did you say like your favorite, Alex?
Cool.
Oh,
Anime?
Overlord.
Overlord.
I'll give that a shot.
Easily.
Yeah, I'll watch Tank Police.
Easy.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, I'm old, man.
Well,
Nah.
You're,
Nah.
no, you're fine.
Oh please, I'm up there with you. I love old school shit. Which I think that's gonna bring me to my next question later here in a second. Timmy.
What'd you got?
So my favorite character is not my favorite anime. Like my
Okay.
favorite anime is No Game No Life, but I won't say.
But out of the five people you picked,
I only said two.
Oh, yeah.
you never said your five.
I only said Himiko Toga and Jabami Yumeko.
The Shiro.
Shiro's not even my favorite character. Like
GD, boy, GD.
yeah, but I can't say To Love Ru would be my
But
favorite.
you don't like that show though.
Yeah, like that's a pretty. I don't want to say trash,
Hey,
but
she doesn't have to be in the best anime. She's just best girl, you know.
I would have to say out of the two I picked, it would be Boku no Hero. But yeah, but
That would probably
Do
be
you
my
have another
second for my
three?
list.
no, not off the top of my head.
I got you. Zach.
I'd have to go with No Game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you.
it's got great music, it's got great visuals, and
Yeah,
the
the
overall
colors.
story is all solid.
So good.
Okay. So, what anime have you guys enjoyed that others have recommended to you? Maybe like if you have a couple, like one from each person or something like that you might enjoy. So like Ben, you introduced me to Devil Part-Timer.
Yeah, you did introduce that to me too.
And I watched that and I thought it was like the most hilarious thing ever. And I was like sitting there like, in a way it kind of opened up like a new thing for me for anime. And I appreciate that.
I just love all the references that anime makes.
Exactly.
Man. It's just like
Oh my god. I just I was like scrolling on Netflix. I was like in the anime section. I was like, the devil's a part-timer. What the fuck? I just started what? It's so fucking funny.
Makes you want to work at a McDonald's.
Right? But one for me is No Game. It's definitely in my top 5, and that's gotta be a suggestion from Zach, Will, and Timmy. Like, they pushed me to watch that, and now it's one of my favorites.
have you watched the movie?
No, I haven't. I'm going to.
Yes,
You did.
watch the movie. It's so good.
You get to learn about Shui.
It's like the pre-story.
From Will, I think he introduced Nisekoi for me. I appreciated it, so I am open to watching that. But I think I'm going to be saving that for date nights with the chicks.
Yeah.
To be watching that kind
Plural.
of stuff.
The manho.
Yes. But from Timmy, I would say Timmy got me into Gate, which I liked.
I did that.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
you throw anime left and right for everybody.
Oh yeah.
But I do appreciate
4 or
Gate.
5.
Yeah, I like Gate too. It was I would say that would be if that's the next question, most underrated.
That's one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything else that like you guys felt like you were recommended something by somebody?
One Punch Man from you.
I mean, Timmy's throwing out like Gate, Made in Abyss, all these other stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
The anime
I
guru.
think Timmy
Ben got me
actually
hooked on
did
Ecchi.
actually did introduce me to the Your Lie.
You introduced me to Freezing, boy.
Okay. Freezing
Yeah,
is
he
a
introduced-
good anime. Okay.
No, it's not. It's
I almost watched that.
No,
because you were telling me to watch it. and
God.
it's not good.
I would see it on Netflix, and I'll be all like, I don't know if I really want to watch this.
No.
Oh, it's a waste
Literally.
of time.
Going
not a
through
waste
my
of
anime
time.
list, I see that and I'm like, why did I rate
No.
this thing so high?
Listen, the backstory's great.
The backstory is good. Execution is bad. No, it's just- why are they dress ripping? Like, come on. It's just-
That's fair.
You take 2 steps.
Yeah, thank you. But no joke, Will actually introduced me to Sword Art.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
He
that.
was watching Sword Art and said, "You should watch this because he's like, this is the angriest
Season
I've ever
1.
seen. Yeah.
Season 1.
This is the angriest character I've ever seen, ever." And that's like including everything else that he's watched before. But you know,
I originally watched Sword Art on Toonami.
Oh,
I don't know if you watched that on there.
Oh, okay.
Didn't even know
That's
it was on there.
that was like the basis of a lot of the anime that I watched, like Cowboy Bebop, DBZ, Sword Art, you know, a lot of anime that Full Metal Alchemist. A lot of it came from Toonami.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how many shonen did you just list off of
I
Toonami?
know. that's Toonami's thing.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Well, I do know that working back and forth, especially from Nick and Marcus, who's another one of our friends, they got me into watching Black Clover.
Black Clover.
I'm still not caught up.
What the Will?
You got me introduced into like hundreds of anime.
Dude, I told you watch Black Clover.
What?
You ain't any partial credit?
I'll give you partial.
Okay.
There. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm about to say like me and Zach talk about it every now and then. Which I think from that anime, I love Lux so much as a character.
Oh yeah.
I feel like he fits me pretty. Oh, I also like Zora.
I do too.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yo, the whole, it was Luck, Magna, and Asa in the exam. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That shit gave me chills.
I know, and like when you see him not smile, you're like, ooh.
And then I gotta give credit where credit is due. Alex got me into Full Metal.
Hey.
There you go.
Hey.
My one contribution to the recommending anime, because 95% of the anime I've watched have been recommendations from
That's me too.
Okay, so did everybody kind of like, or Zach, did you have any others that like someone recommended for you that you never really watched?
I mean, Will's thrown a couple rom-coms my way. Timmy and Will got me into Konosuba. Alex had some influence in that too.
Morris,
you got me into some of the more brutal anime.
Yes.
Like
Morris says that
boxing one was
Hajime Ippo?
oh yeah, people.
Woo! Dempsey roll.
so yeah, Morris just commented
he
again.
says, I like Black Clover's story, but the main guy drives me crazy shouting all the time.
I agree with that.
See, the thing is,
That's the character.
he doesn't get better. You just learn to
Ignore it.
Go numb.
That's
Good
great.
God, that means it don't stop.
I don't.
It never stops.
I don't think like it really bothers me at all because I feel like
Agree.
I am a person who also tends to yell a lot. So.
When I game, I yell a lot. So yeah.
And when you watch Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Play Monopoly.
So if I were to do the
I get
opposite,
quiet.
I have an anime that someone recommended me, but I did not like,
Okay.
Oh.
and that's Clannad. Like I think Will and Zach recommended
That
or
was
say
from
watch
me.
Clannad. I did not
Oh.
like Clannad that
I
much.
cried, and Timmy's over here like, I'm
So
like,
this is going-
I
this is-
bawled my eyes out
This is
during
going
this
back-
story.
This is going back to what
Okay,
Alex
I wouldn't
said.
go that far.
This is
Sorry,
what Alex
I
said.
didn't bawl my eyes out. Okay?
Alex says, you know,
I did cry though.
like character, like relations to me, character development. I could give two issues about those. Like I did not care. It's just like
Is that all it was though?
It was
Just,
so
like,
bad.
Building up characters.
it was so bad. Like I kept scrolling my mouse to see the scroll to see if it was almost done, and I saw it halfway, and I'm like, oh god. And so yeah, Clannad was my one anime.
I watched the first season of Clannad, and then I could not pick up the second season.
So was there
I'm
anyone
sorry.
else that
And
had
the
like,
second season was better than the first.
Oh, okay, I'll give it a shot.
was there anyone else that was recommended an anime that you did not like?
Not really. I guess Clannad is the same.
Actually, I have a list somewhere.
These
Let
are
me pull
my.
up my
Oh,
trail.
God.
Because backstory time, people figure out that I watch anime and they like to oh, you should watch this. It's so good. I'm like, fuck you. I hate you now.
You've just made my shit.
Heaven's
list.
Lost Property.
Oh god.
Oh,
Hold on. Hey Zach, you remember how I said DxD was my first? Guess what was like my almost second? Like etchy. You know what I'm saying? Like harem. Good God, I regret that so much.
Let's see what else. There's a whole shit ton here.
Yeah.
God.
Well, this can transition pretty well
Yeah.
to the next topic, which is the
Most
most
hated
hated
anime.
anime you've watched or have been forced to watch.
Oh, saying like you do not like that
Heaven's
anime.
Lost Property.
Yes,
Or
because
Boku no Pico.
in a like I don't even remember what the situation was, but it was like a dare or like I lost a bet, and I was forced to watch it, like an entire car scene of Boku no Pico.
Oh no.
And like, I regret that for my entire life. It was
I
awful.
remember something like that because we
Wait,
had Marcus over one time and
Alex-
I didn't read it.
No, Alex had to narrate it.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
that
know
was
what got
Marcus.
me into that scenario.
No, Alex
had
I
to
did too.
narrate it.
But it was
yeah.
on Xbox.
Oh, okay. Like, I was sitting face to face with Marcus. He was narrating it.
We want to raise our hands together.
Tokyo.
You really don't like Tokyo?
I really don't.
I thought you were gonna say Valkyrie Drive.
No, I mean
I don't even
that's-
consider that.
That's not even an
I
anime, man.
enjoyed that.
It's not an anime.
See-
No, but it's like the antithesis of everything I enjoy. It
That's a
felt like
word.
it felt like it threw me like a.
Where's $5?
It was like threw me a new character every 2 seconds. A lot of them didn't feel that like they were that unique, especially the people on the non-ghoul side, just like the human organization. None of them felt like they were that differential from each other.
That's fair.
Couldn't remember anyone's name. Couldn't follow anyone's story or have a reason to root for them. They were just all like kind of faceless. We're just doing this. We're just part of this organization hunting you down because reasons.
Dude, that's like the longest span of
I
time
know.
Alex has ever
Alex
talked.
just went off.